morning, or depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told out of Voice Radio. So today, we need to be talking about a new Rillaboom card. Now, I know, we did just talk about a new Rillaboom card yesterday. But the thing is, we actually had two Rillaboom cards revealed. They're both moderately exciting, they're both kind of cool. We looked at the one yesterday with the rather redonk ability that lets you just attach 2 grass energy from your deck to one of your Pokemon. And that makes me feel completely different about this new Rillaboom. This is the one that came in the V-Dex, as opposed to the one we looked at yesterday, which is in the Sun and Moon base set over in Japan. No confirmation as to exactly how the V-Dex are going to be released over here. Now, if we start off having a look at the basics here, one thing that should stand out straight away, it's got 190 HP. 190 HP is gigantic. Now, I'm a man that does a lot of research into the Pokemon trading card game. It's one of my things. And I did a little bit of a search. I had a search around looking at every Stage 2 Pokemon we've ever had that had 190 HP or more. They are all GXs. Something like Incineroar GX comes in with 250 HP. And also Incineroar GX comes in with 250 HP. But they're GXs, they give up 2 prizes. My boy Mamoswine was the big bad boy from pre-rotation, and he comes in with 180 HP. The only way we really beat this is with Welder, who is, and I'm kind of bending the rules a little bit here, Welder isn't a Stage 2, Welder's a Stage 1. The point is that 190 is the highest we've had on a non-GX Stage 2. It is ridiculous. Now, the weakness of fire we're not a huge fan of. Welder is everywhere at the moment, which means that fire decks are just awesome because of Welder. So even with your giant HP, we're not a huge fan of the weakness. But we do have a retreat cost of 4, which incidentally the other one doesn't. That means we can search it out with Pokemaniac. It also means we can use buff padding to give it an extra bunch of HP, another 50 HP, putting it up to 240. There are Stage 2 Pokemon like Gardevoir GX that don't have 240 HP. You are a very, very big boy. And being a grass Pokemon means you can heal. We got Life Forest Prism Star. We got the Shaman from Lost Thunder. We've got Gardenia. And if you don't want healing, we've also got Netball, which searches out your basic grass Pokemon and your basic grass energy. My point here is that you've got a giant amount of HP, you've got access to buff padding, and it's a grass Pokemon, so you can do a huge amount of healing. If you're not being one-hit KO'd by these big fire Pokemon, or maybe some non-fire Pokemon like Ultra Necrozma that have the possibility of KOing anything, you can really stick around here, bearing in mind your opponent only takes 1 prize if they KO you. Now, before we saw the other Rillaboom, I was ready to say that all the attacks here are too expensive, boo, hiss, etc. But remember, we've got that other Rillaboom that accelerates 2 grass energy, so we're feeling way better about this. Now, our translation comes from the lovely Antoine Boulet, one of our very favourites here. Very much a lovely person. I think we've all realised that by now. And for 2 grass, 1 colourless energy, you do 90 damage, plus 10 damage to all of your opponent's bench Pokemon. I love this. This is really good. Now look, free energy, 90 and 10 to all your opponent's bench is expensive. There's no way around it, there's no argument, it's annoying and expensive, I get it. But if you can use the other Rillaboom, you're fine. It's essentially your attachment for the turn plus the other ability. If it's taking me 2 or 3 turns to get the energy on to do this attack, I don't feel like I'm getting enough value from that. But if I'm getting this rolling in a single turn, I feel like I'm getting all of the value I need here. And that's pretty awesome. 90 to the active, 10 to all of the bench. What you're really doing is softening them all up. 90 damage won't KO a huge amount. You'll get evolving Pokemon, your tiny ones like Ditto, your slightly bigger ones like Inkay, your slightly bigger ones like Poipole. But then you'll get a bunch of other Pokemon. You'll get Jirachi, which is absolutely everywhere. You'll get Malamar. You'll get stuff like Victini Prism Star. There's a whole bunch of non-evolving Pokemon that you're going to get a one-hit KO on here. You're getting enough Pokemon. You'll take a bunch of cheeky prizes. But what you're really doing here is taking a few prizes, getting a bit of damage on the board, softening some Pokemon up. Remember the basic conceit with which we started this video. You've got a lot of HP, you've got a lot of healing. This is a Pokemon that is going to be able to stick around for a few minutes. And if you're going to be able to stick around for a few minutes, you can afford to not necessarily be taking giant one-hit KOs. You can spread a bit of damage around. You can, well, do a bit, what am I going with this? You can do a bit of a slower game plan, I suppose, is where we're going. And once you've got this attack off twice, you're now hitting 180, which is getting a bunch of basic GXs like Blacephalon or Keldeo. Except Keldeo's weak, so you will actually get a one-hit KO. And if you are hitting for weakness here, this is actually pretty good. 180 is really nice. You'll be two-hit KOing tag teams like Psyduck and Slowpoke. Although it's actually Slowpoke and Psyduck. So that's quite nice. That'll work out quite cool. 360 in 2 hits. While doing 10 to all of your opponent's bench, I mean, gets damage on the board. Like I say, you need to be accelerating energy here. If you're just using this and attaching energy manually, I don't think it works, I don't think it's fast enough, and I therefore don't think it's particularly good enough. But if you're able to accelerate energy, and the other Rillaboom is absolutely your way to do this, I think we're really, really onto something here. As for the second attack is where you come along with more energy and more damage and more smashing potential. 3 grass, 1 colorless energy, 180 damage. This Pokemon cannot use its attack during your next turn. Oh, well, that's kind of cool. I mean, the whole using your attack next turn isn't kind of cool, but then again, we've seen this a million different times, whether it's Buzzwole GX or Volcanion EX or what was the other one that saw a bit of play, Lapras GX. We've seen this like a billion times before. It's never affected the playability of the cards, so I don't want to sound rude here, but I just don't care. So we're essentially left with 4 energy 180. Now, 4 energy 180 was what we had on Ho-Oh GX, and that was a Pokemon that gave up 2 prizes. In fact, this is exactly the same as Ho-Oh's GX's attack. 3 coloured, 1 colourless energy, 180 damage. Can't use this attack during your next turn. It's a good attack. The thing is, Ho-Oh had Kiawe. So that was the one that let you attach 4 fire energy and then your turn ended. So with Kiawe, you use this, you attach all the energy, your turn ends, but you don't really care, right, because you got 4 energy on a Ho-Oh, so life is good. That's not necessarily so easy with Rillaboom. You don't have Kiawe. Now, to be fair, Ho-Oh only really had Kiawe for the first one. After that, it became a bit more difficult. But now we're back into the other Rillaboom territory. Now, it's a bit awkward because you no longer have the option of going ability, energy, smash. But if you've used the first attack, you only need 1 more energy on here to get going. And the other thing that's really, really important to note, and I've said it several times, but I'm sorry, it's pretty important, you are probably going to survive for a few turns. You are probably going to be able to take a hit or 2. Like I say, if you're against some giant deck like Blacephalon, one that's hitting for weakness, etc., you won't, but otherwise you should be able to. And this is where this really comes in. The other thing to remember is that with the Rillaboom with the ability, you're attaching 3 energy per turn. This is a 4 energy attack, but you should be attaching 6 energy over the space of 2 turns. Oh. Which means that over the space of 3 turns, you should be attaching 9 energy. So that's 2 of these Rillaboom fully going, plus 1 extra energy in 3 turns. It's really not that slow. The fact that you're a stage 2 is a giant problem, but you do have stuff like Meganium that can help you out with that. And we do have the Inteleon with the ability, when you evolve it up, you get to search for any 2 trainer cards, which is probably going to make Stage 2s a little bit better, although you are then playing 2 different Stage 2 lines, which could be awkward. And we know we're getting all kinds of cards like Quick Ball, which are going to help you to search out your Pokemon far, far more easily than we have been able to lately. Frankly, ladies and gentlemen, I'm kind of a fan of this. It's a bit more expensive than we would like, but it's the biggest Stage 2 we've got. There's a huge amount of potential here, and I think this is absolutely worth having a play with. I'm going to go ahead and let's go giving it 3 Wassies. Seems slightly low, but then again, I've given a few slightly high lately, so let's say it evens it out. I like it. I don't think it's a deck in and of itself. I think it's an attacker in an existing Rillaboom deck, and I think that is absolutely fine by me. But I'd like to know what you think about it, so let me know in the comment section. Go nuts, be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWassie, and Twitch for some live action at twitch.tv/PTCGRadio. If you want to support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all that good stuff, head on over to patreon.com/PTCGRadio, where you can do exactly that. And please do make sure you're checking out youtube.com/WassiePlays, where we talk about a whole bunch of games that don't even have any Pokemon in. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.